Um, so this Maimer, the Rebbe said in Shabbos Parshas Achrei, Mevorchim Achodesh Iyer Tavshin Mem Vov, and the Maimer is Lahovin Inyan Tchias Hamesim, to understand the idea of Tchias Hamesim. Now, the Rebbe said this Maimer then because obviously we do Pirkei Avos, and in Pirkei Avos we say Kol Yisrael Yesh Lam Chelik Lo'olam Haba, and the Rebbe will explain that Olam Haba means the world of Tchias Hamesim. At the time, that is meant with the word Olam Haba. The Rebbe will explain that Olam Haba can mean sometimes two things, one of two things. Most of the time, Olam Haba means the resurrection of the dead, the Tchias Hamesim. Sometimes it also means Gan Eden, which means the world that comes after we live in this world, the world of Gan Eden, which is a world where only the souls function, and it's not with the body. Most of the time, Olam Haba talks about Olam HaTchiyah, talks about Tchias Hamesim, in which the body will stand up again. It'll be a soul together with a body. And that's the taich the Rebbe is going to explain in Kol Yisrael Yesh Lahem Chelek L'Olam Haba. Chelek in Olam Haba, in this case, it means Tchias Hamesim. As the Rebbe will explain, the proof for that, that's what it means here, Olam Haba. This Maimer, the Rebbe said, they published later on, when the Rebbe finished saying Kaddish for the Rebbetzin, as they bring down in the note over here, that they published this Maimer on, it's called the Kuntris Chof Aleph Tevis Tovshin Mem Tes, and that was the day that the Rebbe finished saying Kaddish after the Rebbetzin, the Tzitkonis, Baruch Chaim Mushka. So they gave out this Maimer, of course, about Tchias Hamesim, about the resurrection of the dead. But let's look inside and we'll see the Maimer. Lahavin inyan Tchias Hamesim, to understand the idea of Tchias Hamesim. Hine Isa Mishnah. In the Mishnah we say, and that's the Mishnah that we say before we do Pirkei Avos every week in the 6 weeks or in the whole summer, as we say Pirkei Avos, we start with the Mishnah, Kol Yisrael Yesh Lahem Chelek La'olam Haba. All Yidden have a part, have a portion in the world to come. What is meant over here with La'olam Haba? What does it mean, the world to come? So the Rebbe says, V'yodua, it is known, the Pirush Olam Haba b'Mishnah Zu, what is the meaning of the world to come in this Mishnah? Because, okay, sometimes Olam Haba could mean something else, but here it means Hu Olam HaTchiyah, that's the world in which we will stand up, the bodies will stand up, Neshamis Begufim, Tchias HaMesim, after Tchias HaMesim. All Yidden have a part in Tchias HaMesim. That's basically what the Mishnah is saying over here. How do we know that this is what the Mishnah is saying about? Maybe it talks about Olam Haba. Sometimes it means Gan Eden. Maybe we're trying to say that all Yidden have a part in Gan Eden, not in everybody in Tchias HaMesim. So the Rebbe says it's Kedemuchach Mehemshech HaMishnah. That's evident from the continuation of the Mishnah. The part that we say before Pirkei Avos is the beginning of the Mishnah, but there is a second part. The second part of the Mishnah says, "Ve'elu she'ein lahem chelek lo'olam haba." The following that the Mishnah enumerates over there don't have a part in the world to come. Now, many times it says everybody. We just said everybody has, but it means everybody with the exception. That's okay, because sometimes we say everybody has, with the exception of the following. So the following don't have a part in Olam Haba. Who doesn't have? What does the Mishnah say there? So it says, Ha'omer ein tchias hamesim min haTorah. Somebody who says that there's no tchias hamesim from the Torah, which means that he argues, he disagrees. He says in the Torah does not say that there is tchias hamesim, that the people will stand up again. If a person says there's no tchiyas hamesim, then he won't stand up in tchiyas hamesim. Why? Shahatam al zehu k'diisa b'gemara. The reason for that is because who kofar b'tchiyas hamesim, since he denied the tchiyas hamesim, because he said there's no tchiyas hamesim in Torah, meaning he doesn't have to believe in it. Lefikach lo yiyah lo yichelik b'tchiyas hamesim chulu. That's why he's not going to have a part in tchiyas hamesim, which is midah keneged midah. It's a measure for measure. Because you said there's no tchiyas hamesim, then you're not going to stand up tchiyas hamesim. So we see very clearly there is the ones that have a part in the Olam Haba and the ones that don't have a part in the Olam Haba. Since, what does it mean, not Olam Haba? Meaning not Tchiyas HaMesim, because we say he denied Tchiyas HaMesim. So what does it mean everybody does have an Olam Haba? It means Tchiyas HaMesim. So why is it Takeh that we're saying that in Olam Haba, we're saying Kol Yisrael Yesh Lam Chelik. Everybody has a part in Olam Haba, which means in Gan Eden, it's not necessarily so. In Gan Eden, in order to get Gan Eden, you have to earn Gan Eden. Not everybody will get Gan Eden. So that's why the Mishnah says specifically, Kol Yisrael Yesh Lam Chelik Le'olam Haba. In Olam Haba, in Tchias HaMesim, everybody will have. But in Gan Eden, not necessarily. Zehu, and this is the meaning of Kol Yisrael Yesh Lahem Chelik Le'olam Haba. The Began Eden, because in Gan Eden, and the Rebbe Shalipamim Nikra Gam came b'Shem Olam Haba. Sometimes we refer to Gan Eden. Occasionally we call that the world to come as well, not because it called Avshi Yesh Nagam Achshav. Gan Eden exists now, right now. It's not a world that is coming. Why do we call it Olam Haba, a world that comes? A person gets it. In other words, when does a person get it? After his service. So that's what the world that comes. It's not like the world is not here now. Yes, it's here now. It's not a world that is coming later on. Gan Eden exists now. But we call it Olam Haba because it comes to the person. A person gets it after a person serves the Eibishter in this world. Then what comes to him afterwards is Gan Eden. So, and nevertheless, in Gan Eden, you have to earn Gan Eden. With regards to Gan Eden Ksiv, the Pasuk says, Mi Yale Bahar Havaya. Who will go up to the mountain of Hashem? Which means, who is going to earn Gan Eden, Gomer? It says, Niki Chapayim, one who has clean hands, Uvar Levov, and a clear heart, Gomer, which means in order to climb the mountain of Hashem, in this case, meaning Gan Eden, you have to be a Niki Chapayim, you have to have clean hands, and you have to have a clear heart, Uvar Levov. Sheyeshnom kamot noyim bichdei liskois legan Eden. There are several conditions in order to merit to go to Gan Eden. As opposed to when we talk about the world of Tchiyas HaMesim, over there, Shaboy hu iker hatoyer olam habo. That's the main description. When we say olam habo, it means Tchiyas HaMesim. Over there, Amru Kol Yisrael Yesh Lahem Chelik Lo'olam Haba. Everybody has a part in Olam Haba. There is no conditions. There is no stipulations. Everybody has, but that's only Olam Haba, Tchiyas HaMesim. But in Gan Eden, over there, you need different. You need to qualify to go into Gan Eden. That's why it says Kol Yisrael Ol Yidin in Olam Haba, meaning in Tchias HaMesim. Okay. But okay, that's what it says. But the question is why? Tchias HaMesim is a greater gilui than the gilui of Olam Haba. The proof for that is because after Gan Eden we'll still have Tchias HaMesim. And the Rebbe brings the order of the davening. We say there's Olam Hazeh. Yeah, there is this world. and then there is Gan Eden, and then there is Yemais HaMashiach, when Mashiach comes, and then there's Tchias HaMesim. There's 4 steps. Of the 4 steps, Tchias HaMesim is the highest step. So how come the lower steps, in order to merit Gan Eden, which is lower, you need to have special qualifications? We say there's conditions in order to get Gan Eden. But to go up in Tchias HaMesim, over there we said Kol Yisrael, everybody. B'tzorich lahavin. So we need to understand. Harei Yodua, it is known. Shehagilui sheyiyeh ba'olam hatchiyah, that the revelation that is going to be in the world of resurrection, the world of Tchias HaMesim, Hunayla harbe yoser mehagilu de Gan Eden, is much greater than the revelation of Gan Eden. How do we know that? Because we see it's obvious. Ukamuvon gam mizeh. So it's also understand from the fact Gan Eden yeshnoi gam achshov, that the Gan Eden exists now. So it means versus Masha'enkein yesh gam Masha'enkein hagilu de olam atchiyah, but the revelation of olam atchiyah yirak la'osid lova, it's only going to be in the future to come. That means that presently we are not ready and we're not capable for the revelation that is going to be in Tchias HaMesim of the future to come. That's why it's not here now. Right now we only have the Gan Eden. And within the future, it's also going to come after Yemais HaMashiach. Tchias HaMesim is not going to come right away. First Mashiach is going to come. And after Mashiach is going to come, there's going to be Tchias HaMesim. So the question is, so again, we say to Mizu, and more than this, Shahagilui the Olam Hatchiyah Yiyeh Gam La'achrei Yemais HaMashiach. When is going to be the Gilui Matchiyah? It's going to be after the days of Mashiach. Then it's going to be Tchias HaMesim. Shemizeh move on. So from this we understand Shagilu Sheyiyeh Oz, that the revelation that will be then in Tchias HaMesim, Hu L'maylo Gam Mehagilui Sheyiyeh B'Meis HaMashiach. This is higher than also the Gilu that's going to be Yemais HaMashiach. Tchias HaMesim is higher than Yemais HaMashiach. So Tchias HaMesim is higher, certainly higher than Gan Eden, which is now. It's even higher than Yemais HaMashiach. It's going to be after Yemais HaMashiach. So how come, as the Rebbe will ask, so how come for Gan Eden you have to earn? There are several conditions. But Yemais HaMashiach, which is a greater level, over there you're going to get everybody. And the Rebbe quotes also what we say in the davening. The days that there's 4 steps, that there is Yemais HaMashiach, and then a higher step is Tchias HaMesim. He says, this is what we say, and that's in the davening of Shabbos. We say, Ein aroich l'cha, there is no comparison to you. So we say like this, Ba'olam hazeh. So this world, it's talking about now. Then it says, Ve'ein zuloscha, there's no one besides you, chulu. Now we're saying, L'chaya ha'olam haba. What is meant over here with L'chaya ha'olam haba? That means Gan Eden. Then it says, Efes biltecha, no one beside you, chulu l'meis HaMashiach. That's the 3rd level. And then it says, Ve'ein doima, and there's no comparison to Tchias HaMesim. So you have 4 steps here. Olam hazeh, we have Chaye ha'olam haba, we have Yemais HaMashiach, and you have Tchias HaMesim. Shedaled inyonim elu, these 4 ideas, heim beseder de milamato l'maylo. It goes in order from below to above. So we're going to Shahagilui the olam haba. The second thing over here, which is olam haba, shekavona be'olam haba kan hi legan Eden. Over here, olam haba means Gan Eden. That's the second step. That is a higher level than the Gilui that can be in this world. So you have Olam Hazeh, then Olam Haba, that's Gan Eden. Ulamayla yoser hu hagilu di Mesa Mashiach. And then a step higher above that is Yemesa Mashiach. Ula'achar is after Yemesa Mashiach, hu hagilu di Tchiyas hamesim. Then is the Gilu Tchiyas hamesim. Shehu lamaylo yoser gam hagilu di Yemesa Mashiach, which is even higher than the days of Mashiach. So, ba'afal pikein, and still, we're saying, Berdei liskis lahagilui, the Gan Eden, in order to merit the revelation of Gan Eden, tzarich kama tunoi, you need conditions. As he quoted the pasuk, Mi yale bahar Hashem, nikicha paim uvar levov. There's conditions how to earn Gan Eden, the revelation of Gan Eden. Bagilu de tchiyas hamesim shulumaylo yesem hagilu de Gan Eden. And then yet, the Gilu of Tchilas HaMesim, which is higher than the Gilu of Gan Eden, Yeh Kol Yisrael, that's going to be for all Yid. How is this possible? Here we're saying, Kol Yisrael Yeshlam Chelik Lo'ilam Habo, meaning in Tchilas HaMesim, every Yid will get up for Tchilas HaMesim. But not every Yid will go to Gan Eden. So how is it that Gan Eden, which is a lower Gilui, over there you say everybody will go to it. But in the greater Gilui, the Gilui of Gan Eden only conditions, especially you have to earn it. And the Gilui of Tchias HaMesim, which is higher, over there you said, Kol Yisrael Yeshlem, every Yid will go there. So what's the explanation? The Rebbe explains in Lois Beis that Gan Eden we get mainly for Torah, for learning of Torah. And Tchias HaMesim is mainly for mitzvahs. Mostly mitzvahs are done with the body. That's why the reward is the neshama beguf, Tchias HaMesim, when the guf, neshama comes back to the guf. But Torah is mostly spiritual. It's your mind. It's not so physical. So that's why that's Gan Eden. And Torah, not everybody is shaykhis to learn Torah. And that's why there are different limitations. Not everybody can go to Gan Eden. But mitzvahs, which is Olam Haba, which is for mitzvahs, every Yid does mitzvahs. Since every Yid does mitzvahs, so everybody goes to Tchias HaMesim. Base. Nekudas echad habiyurim bozehu. Kibavur bekama droshim. So what's the point of one of the explanations, as explained in several memorim? Sha'aschar de Gan Eden hu al esek haTorah. The reward for Gan Eden comes for learning Torah. V'haschar de Tchias HaMesim hu al kiyum hamitzvos. And the reward of resurrection of the dead, Tchias HaMesim, is for mitzvahs. Mitzvahs, you get rewarded with Tchias HaMesim. For Torah, you get rewarded with Gan Eden. V'zeu, and this is explained, Shegan Eden, hu olam haneshamas. That's why Gan Eden is a world of souls. In Gan Eden, there's no bodies. There's only souls there. Neshamas b'lei gufim. Over there, there's souls without bodies, just souls. But in the world of Tchias HaMesim, there will be neshamas together with the bodies. Why is that? Learning Torah mainly belongs to the soul. But mitzvahs you do with the body. Most of the mitzvahs involve the body. And therefore, the reward for mitzvahs is with the body, is Tchias HaMesim, where the body is involved as well. And mostly Esek HaTorah, which is mainly in the neshama. So therefore, the reward is Gan Eden, which is the Olam HaNeshamas. So this explains why all Yidden get Tchias HaMesim. Since the observance of mitzvahs, all Yidden observe mitzvahs. What do you mean all Yidden? We know some Yidden don't do mitzvahs. But we know that Filu Poishi Yisrael Malay mitzvahs kirimen. The Gemara says that even those sinners of Israel, are full with mitzvahs like a pomegranate is full with seeds. That means that every Yid has mitzvahs. Since you've done mitzvahs, doesn't matter that you did Averis too, or you didn't do all mitzvahs. Doesn't matter. You still get Gan Eden. Why? Because you've done mitzvahs. L'chein kol Yisrael, and therefore all Yidden, yesh lam chelek lo'olam haba, have a portion in the world to come. Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelek lo'olam haba, because every Yid did mitzvahs, so olam haba, which is tchiyas hamesim, neshamas beguf, every Yid has a portion. And now the Rebbe says, also explains that when the Mishnah follows. So the Mishnah says, Shenema, the proof is, V'amich kulam tzadikim la'olam yirshu oretz. So it says that your nation of kulam tzadikim will inherit the land. So that means that all Yidden will inherit. It says, "V'amich kulam tzadikim." All your people are tzadikim. Lo'olam yirshu oretz will inherit the land. So b'pashtu, the proof is, this is a proof. It says yirshu oretz, who amich kulam tzadikim. So that means kol Yisrael, amich kulam tzadikim, kol Yisrael. But it's not just a proof that everybody amich kulam tzadikim yirshu oretz, but it also is an explanation. Why is Yirshu Oretz? Is because the kulam tzadikim. The fact that they're a tzaddik is because they do mitzvahs. When you do mitzvahs, you're called a tzaddik. Because every mitzvah is called tzedakah, and the one who does the mitzvah is a tzaddik. So therefore, you're all tzaddikim, and you all deserve Elam Haba. Not just that it's a proof, but it's an explanation. So the Rebbe says, V'yesh loimar, so we can say, D'zeu gam ma shemamshech b'mishnah, that this is also what the Mishnah continues. It says, Shenemar, V'amich kulam tzadikim. All your people are tzadikim, and therefore, and la'olam yirshu oretz, and they will inherit the land forever. Meaning that everybody gets part of the land, which is, in this case, is tchiyas hamesim. So it's not just saying to us a proof, the Eshloimar, we can say, Shekavonas HaMishnah b'shenemar chulu, when the Mishnah says, because it says shenemar, the proof that Kol Yisrael Yeshlam, he loy rak lohavi raya al zeh, this is not just to bring a proof, the fact, Shekol Yisrael Yeshlam chelek lo'olam haba, to prove that everybody has a part. So the pasuk says, it says lo'olam yirshu oretz, that amich kulam tzadikim, elagam levayir hatam al zeh. But to explain the reason, why is everybody, every Yid going to get tchiyas hamesim? So this proof, this pasuk is also an explanation why they're going to get tchiyas hamesim. Because they are a tzaddik. The mi shemekayim mitzvahs, one who fulfills mitzvahs, nikra b'shem tzaddik. He is called to the name of a tzaddik. Why is a person that mekayim mitzvahs called a tzaddik? The chol ha-mitzvahs nikru b'shem tzedakah. Mitzvahs are called tzedakah. In the Talmud Yerushalmi, the Rebbe brings always, when it's tam, it says tzedakah, that's a mitzvah. That's the general mitzvah, it's tzedakah. So mitzvahs are called tzedakah. Umekayme ha-mitzvahs nikroim b'shem tzadikim. Those who fulfill mitzvahs are called tzadikim. So the Mishnah is explaining, because everybody's a tzaddik, meaning amich kulam tzadikim means everybody does mitzvahs. That's a tzaddik who does tzedakah. Tzedakah is mitzvahs. V'kivon sheba'amich kulam tzadikim. Since all Yidden are tzadikim, shekol Yisrael, all Yidden, afilu ha'boshim shebahem, even those sinners amongst the Yidden, mekayim mitzvahs, fulfill mitzvahs. Not only do they fulfill mitzvahs, we say to them, it's more than just plain fulfilling mitzvahs. Shehem Malayim mitzvahs. We say Malayim mitzvahs kirim, and they're full with mitzvahs. What does it mean poshet, full with mitzvahs. Normally we translate this, they do a lot of mitzvahs. Full of mitzvahs, they're full of mitzvahs, they do a lot of mitzvahs. But the Rebbe says full of mitzvah means the mitzvah fills them up. They're totally filled with the mitzvah. The mitzvahs, shemekaimim, the mitzvahs that they fulfill, the malam is called mitziusam. That fills their entire entity. Lochein la'olam yirshu oretz. That's why they're going to inherit the land. Tchias hamesim. Which is the land? Eretz Achayim. Which Eretz? This is the land of the living. Those who Tchias hamesim. Shekoi al chaye ha'olam haba. That goes for the life of the world to come, which is Tchias hamesim, the land of Chayim. That's why la'olam yirshu. So the Rebbe explains. Why is Kol Yisrael Yeshlam Chelik Lo'olam Haba? From the Maimonides, the Rebbe explains. Why does everybody have a Chelik Lo'olam Haba in Tchias HaMeisim? Because Tchias HaMeisim is a reward for mitzvahs. And since all Yidden do mitzvahs, everybody gets a part in that, in Olam Haba, in Tchias HaMeisim. But in Gan Eden, which not everybody learns Torah, so over there, only those who have the conditions. If you meet the conditions, you go to Gan Eden. Well, that's why I call Yisrael. So the Rebbe asks now, okay, so you're saying what the reason for Gan Tchias HaMeisim to earn it, everybody gets it for the mitzvahs. So what is the ending of the Pasuk? The Pasuk says, Neitzer Matoai Mase Yodai Li'Yispoer. The Yidden are a sprout of what Hashem planted. Hashem planted the Yidden in this world. And the Rebbe said, I brag, Mase Yodai, the action of my hands, which means that Hashem planted the Yidden. I brag about them, Li'Yispoer. The Rebbe is very proud of us. Mase Yodai Li'Yispoer. This idea of Ma'aseh Yodei Li'Yispoer means that they're doing something that Hashem is very proud of. That seems to imply that the Yid is a good Yid. It's not like a Poshi Yisrael. He's not like a sinner. He's like because the Eibishter brags about him. So, but here we're saying the whole idea of Olam Haba Tchias HaMeisim. Everybody will get it because everybody does mitzvahs. So why does the Mishnah also bring down the end of the pasuk? Omnom al pizet tzorich lahavin ma shemevi b'Mishnah. We have to understand why does the Mishnah bring gam hemshech hakosuf? Also the continuation of the pasuk. The Mishnah brings the pasuk neitzer matoai masei yodai li'Yispoer. The planting, the sprout of my planting, what I did, I brag about. Harizeh sheYisrael hem neitzer matoai masei yodov shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why are Yidden the planting and Hashem's proud of us? Who mitzad etzem mitziusam. I take that back. So I learned it wrong. So, but the Rebbe says that is because of their entity. Oid lifnei shemekayim mitzvahs. You have to. I typed it wrong. So the Rebbe Pumfaket. The Eibishter is happy with the Yidden. That's because of the essence of the Yid. It has nothing to do with his doing mitzvahs. That's just a Yid inherently. So if they inherited because Maisa mitzvahs, that means they have to do something. But over here, the Pasuk says, no, just the Yidden are the Eibishter's planting, and this is the act of Hashem, and Hashem is happy with us. And there's no condition at all. We don't even need mitzvahs. But Uba Mishnah, the Kol Yisrael, Yesh Lam Chelek Haba, maybe Gamsi Makosov. Why does it bring? Yeah, Neitzer Matoy Masi Yodeli Spoil. From this is mashma. Shekol Yisrael Yesh Lam Chelek Haba. Why do all Yidden have a part in the world to come in Tchias HaMeisim? וגם מצד המיילה שבהם מצד עצמם, this is also the advantage that they have on their own. The fact that they are just born, they're a Maisa Yodav of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They're Hashem's creation. That is the Maila. That's why they're going to get Elam Haba. Not because they're tzaddikim, not because Amech Kulam tzaddikim, because they do mitzvahs, just inherently. So why, if the Mishnah wants to say that they have to do mitzvahs, and okay, every year does mitzvahs, so why does he bring the end of the pasuk? The end of the pasuk isn't talking about mitzvahs; it's talking about just being born. So there must be something also about the essence of a yid. Just being a yid, you already get Olam Haba Tchiyas HaMeisim. How does this fit with the Ma'aseh Mitzvahs? For that, we'll continue Be'ezus Hashem next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Pretty Gishmak HaMayver here. Yeah.